Good day, everyone. Um, you're welcome to another lecture series on the excretory system. In our previous session, we did discuss the mammalian skin, but the recording didn't come out well. So we'll just have a recap of that, just so you, the audience, in the public space can document something down. Yeah, so this is a mammalian skin. We had a lot of discussion, guys. So let's have an interactive lesson. So, what did we say about the skin? I would love a back-to-back responses so that we can talk about liver and lung and end this. Okay. What did we say about the skin? Size-wise.
The largest external.
Yeah, we said it's the largest external organ in the human body, right? Yeah, in terms of size. And then it's for internal organs, we said what's the largest internal organ? Liver. Actually, we'll be looking at that today. Then we also said it has three layers. What are they? Well, that. No, stop. Linda. It has three layers. Were you here yesterday? Okay, mommy, I've seen that. Excellent. Excellent. Did you draw this yourself?
Yes,
It
please.
looks very well. Excellent. Um, Linda, what are those? Louder, louder.
She's not far.
It shows here Linda is present. Okay, well done. Go on. Let's go fast.
The dermis and the hypodermis.
Come again. I didn't get the first one.
Epidermis, dermis, and hypodermis.
Okay, so it's indicated in the diagram. Okay, so this is what typically happens. So if you're wondering which side is dedicated as the hypodermis, okay. In a typical diagram, you see those. I don't have a mouse. Can I get a pencil? Okay, watch from here. You see the part of the diagram that has this. I will take you back. Okay. It's actually at the bottom. It's at the bottom. I'll take you this one. There you go. Have you seen it? The bottom. The nerve even extends right in. Do you see that? Hello. Usually that area, what's going on with your connection? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Usually that area is the hypodermis. Okay. In fact, those things you see, those circles are called adipose fat. Okay. It's called adipose fat. If you see adipose is fat, okay. So you can just write it somewhere. It's called adipose fat. So that's dedicated for the hypodermis. Yeah. Can we move on? All right, then we spoke about functions of most of the parts, starting with the erector muscle. So we said the erector muscle is responsible for what? Responsible for contraction and relaxing of what? The hair. When the temperature is very cold, it contracts and forces the hair to stand upright. Do you remember? When it stands upright, that's what forms bumps on our skin called goosebumps, right? In case you're wondering, that word, how it's spelled, is what? Goosebumps. We said that yesterday. Again, the erector muscle is responsible for the contraction and relaxation of what? The hair. That's why, I don't know. Oh, I should connect the keyboard. I want to use the mouse. I mean, good, perfect. Okay. Yeah, you can see my mouse. Can you?
Yeah.
You hold on, I'm coming. Yeah. So you see, there's a do you see the mouse on the screen?
Yes.
There's a hair follicle, okay? There's a hair follicle. You see the muzzle. There's a muzzle. It's connected to the hair. So it's responsible for contracting and relaxing the hair. When the temperature is cold, it contracts and causes the hair to stand upright. Hmm? That's why when someone is feeling heavily cold, you see the hair standing and you see the bumps, the goose bumps all over. Yeah, it's a erector muscle that facilitates that. By the way, I'll be very glad if you've drawn the skin because I'm giving you new labels, right? I just told you that this circles at the bottom is called what? The adipose fat. I want to give you one more label. In case this area, you can pull an arrow from this area, bring it from this area, okay? At the tip of the hair, you extend it to this area. It's called the hair bulb, bulb, the hair bulb. Any question, guys?
No.
Yeah. Label it because you know in exam they will draw for you and ask you to label the structure. Yeah. Are you guys doing that? Can I move on? So it's called the hair bulb. Then we also spoke about the sebaceous gland, which you see here. What was the function of the sebaceous gland?
It produces oil.
What?
It produces oil.
It produces an oil called what?
Thermal.
Sebum. And what does it do?
It lubricates the skin.
It lubricates the skin. Yeah, exactly. Lubricate the skin. Yeah, so, and then we spoke about the function of the nerve ending. Can you tell me what that is?
Sensation.
Sensation, but say it properly. Say it properly.
It detects sensation like temperature, touch, in pain.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, and then, um, the other stuff I spoke about the sweat gland. What's the function?
It produces sweat.
It produces sweat. Okay. Uh, but I said more about that.
Yes, it evaporates from the skin surface and it cools down the body.
You see this? If you are doing this for me, the lecture goes on very smoothly and we don't have issues. I ask you questions, you answer. I ask, and my sister, don't let them pollute you, okay? Make sure you are not going to be relaxed going forward. If you let that habit infect you, you'll be going home like them, right? But you are doing a great job. So, and then, So we said a lot, guys. The other things I didn't talk about, like the blood vessels, but if you smile, you should be able to tell what the blood vessels does. The blood vessels. Yes, what do you think the blood vessels does?
It transports blood throughout the body.
Well, this in the skin, so let's relate it to the skin. So we said, you see, when we're talking about the heart, we said that the heart supplies blood with oxygen at the end of the day to all parts of the body, right? So you can basically say that the blood vessels carry oxygen and nutrient to the skin, right? To keep them alive and healthy. The blood vessels carry oxygen and nutrient to the skin to keep them alive and healthy. In that same vein, it will remove carbon dioxide too from the skin, you know, and other metabolic waste. There are other functions, man. I mean, you can keep it at that. Okay, and a few other things you can read about. Well, I give the Malpighian layer, the granular layer, and then the honey layer. I discuss that. I discussed that, but you can look it up. So this is what we did. This is what we did. All right. What is the other word we give? I gave for sweating?
Respiration.
Perspiration. Okay. Can we move on? All right. So today we are talking about liver and lung briefly. So these are the two excretory organs they can actually draw and ask you to label. The rest are complicated, so we'll just talk about them. Can we move on?
Yes, please.
Yeah, so look at liver and lung. Well, that are you there?
Yeah.
Good. So let's look at the liver first. I have to unplug the liver and lung. Which one should we start with? Okay, so let's start with the liver. Okay, so like I said, we are not going into details. And what I'm doing is for biology, elective biology and integrated biology. So you learn it once, okay? Okay, so the liver is the largest internal organ in the body, as we discussed yesterday. And it's located in the upper right portion of your abdomen. When we talk about your abdominal cavity, I believe you know which part we're discussing. If this is you, if this is you, hmm, this is your waist. So the liver is just, you know, above your waist, all right? Above your waist is your abdomen, okay? And I'm saying it's in the right side, okay? Upper right of the abdomen. And it's the largest organ. It's the largest organ. Now, the liver conduct a lot of functions. In fact, we say it's the metabolic hub. Yeah, it's a metabolic hub. Because that's where all processes of metabolism happen. So, okay. Hmm? We spoke about metabolism, right? At the beginning of the lecture. There is a metabolic hub. Yeah, so let's see. So we're going to look at a lot of functions of the liver. So let's write functions of the liver, shall we? So number one, it's convert excess glucose into glycogen for storage. Can we move on? By the way, this process is called glycogenesis. Okay, it converts excess glucose into glycogen for storage. Can we move on? Then, so that is it. You see, when you take in food, the food, the food, the food is, I mean, after it goes through the digestive, tract and and acted upon by a series of enzymes. It's the end result or the end product, okay, for starch or yeah, basically so. Okay, digestion is glucose. Now, when there is excess glucose in the body converts glucose to glycogen for storage. So when someone is starving, okay, and there is less amount of glucose in the body goes to the liver to convert that glycogen back to glucose. Guys, are you listening to me? Glycogen back to glucose for your body to use. And it's the next function we can talk about. So you can see it converts. Did you understand what I said earlier? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Yeah. So it converts glycogen back to glucose when needed. Now, the process is called glycogenolysis. Um, I think last week my school was contesting with Prempeh College on the National Science and Maths quiz, and it was a question that was asked. Yeah. I don't know if it was a riddle or yeah, one of the questions in speed race. I can't recall. But yeah, it was what glycogenolysis. Okay. So glycogenolysis is when glycogen is converted back to glucose. So now you know. And then it also converts amino acids into energy. it converts amino acids into energy and produces urea. This process is called deamination. So you know what? When you take your gas textbook, okay, gas, biology gas, and you look at the function of the liver, you are likely to see deamination, detoxification. It will just be written for you. Then glycogenesis, glycogenolysis, and other stuff. I'm trying to remember one function. Escape my mind. I mean breakdown of bowel. I'm coming. There's a word for that. Escaped me. You as we progress, I'll remember. You see them there. So deamination is when the um amino acids is converted to energy and urea is also produced. Yeah, that's the deamination. All right, let's continue. Now, another function of the liver is detoxification. Detoxification. Detoxification is removing poisons, okay, and harmful substances like alcohol, drugs, deposits, etc., etc. So that's it. That's detoxification. Oh, why can't I remember this word? I'm coming. Another function of the liver is emulsification. Yeah, emulsification of fat into fat droplets. When I say emulsification, I mean breakdown, etc., etc. Yeah, it even regulates body temperature, temperature regulation. Yeah, guys, so that is it. Any question?
No,
Yep. Are you sure you're okay?
yeah.
So when we say detoxification, you know, right? The removal of poisons and harmful substances, or you can say breakdown of poisons or harmful substances. We also said the liver is involved in the emulsification of fat, right? Yeah. The liver also does what glycogenolysis. It also does glycogenesis. Yeah, so that is it. We have also said it's located in the upper right portion of what to the abdomen and is the largest internal organ. Let me see if we can have an image of it. Minute. Let's look at the examination diagram of the liver. Yep, you see that? So, yeah. The liver is also supplied with blood vessels. So you see the vena cava, the outer, all these are originating from the heart. Oh, yeah, and by the way, the technical word for liver, okay, is hepatic. So if you see hepatic, it's associated to the liver. Okay? Yeah. And you see the gallbladder. The gallbladder is in the liver. So the gallbladder produces bile. So it's that bile that emulsifies fat to fat droplets. Okay. So um you can add up that note I gave you, you can add up it's facilitated wait, what bile, right? Bile. B Yeah. So this process is influenced by what? Bile. You can just jot it down. Bile, Bile. And the bile is produced by what? The gallbladder. The whole class
Gallbladder.
is gallbladder. Okay. Yeah. It looks like gall, but it's not pronounced as gall. It's gallbladder. Okay. Yeah. So it produces the gallbladder produces bile. Bile is what emulsifies or break down fat to fat or droplet. Yeah, so that's it. That's the liver. This, you see, the images are similar. Yeah. And the stomach is right beneath, if you can see that. Yeah. Yeah. You really, it will not really be drawn for you. But I just want you to. Okay. Joanna, are you there? Do you have any question? Okay. Joanna is on Zoom. Can we move on? Then, right. So I think that'll be all for the liver. Let's look at the last part, which is lung. So your liver is a metabolic hub in your body. So it carries out a lot of activities. You see, we're even saying detoxification, drugs, alcohol. It's the liver that detoxifies, remove those poisons, okay, from. So if you don't take care of your liver and it become deformed or there is a defect, that can be very detrimental and fatal. You can die out of that. Okay, so let's look at the lung. The lung, the lung is located in the thoracic cavity and is protected by the rib cage. Yeah. So the lung is located, no, the lungs is two. The lungs are located in the thoracic cavity. What other organ did we say is located in the thoracic cavity in our previous lessons, if you recall? Mm-hmm.
So
Do you
there's a
remember? It's
question
the
there.
heart. The heart, yeah. Protected by the rib cage and separated from the abdomen by the diaphragm. Yeah. So it's two, and they are covered by the rib cage. Mm? It's in the chest area. The lung is in the chest area, the thoracic cavity. We'll actually discuss much of this in details when we're looking at respiratory system. Let me know when you are done writing. I can show you an examination diagram. Say that again. The spelling of diaphragm is wrong. What did you say?
We are done, right?
Okay. It's Phragm. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Let's look at that. The diaphragm. Did I say the diaphragm? Sorry. The liver. You've seen it before in your textbook. So this, it can be drawn for you to label. So we have two of them. So that's the liver. The lung, sorry. So we have the two lungs. Okay, maybe this one is better. So the diaphragm is what is at the bottom. You see, watch closely, it's labeled the brown thing. So yeah, so this is what separates the lung from the abdomen. Yeah, the abdomen. Okay, so we have two. So there are two lungs. We have the right lung and the left lung. Now, each, when you take a typical lung, when you take a typical lung, it has the bronchi, it has bronchioles, it's on the diagram. Bronchi, bronchioles, it has the alveoli. Bronchi, bronchioles. Each single lung has these. And we'll look into that. I mean, we'll look into that when we're talking about respiration. But for the purpose of respiration, we want to look at how the lung is and its function. Yeah. Let me know if I can continue. Are you guys there?
Yes, please.
Let me know when you're done writing.
We are done, right?
Very well. Right. So, um, So let's look at the function briefly. So functions of the lung. Who can tell me the functions of the lungs?
It gives oxygen to live.
Come again.
It's supplies the body with oxygen.
Um, you're right. So, but not well crafted. So this is what happens. The lung, the lung facilitates gaseous exchanges. So, I mean, oxygen from inhaled air diffuses into the blood in the alveoli. The lung is connected to respiration. So you breathe in air from your nostrils, right? Then it goes through your bronchioles, then straight to your alveoli. Yeah. Then carbon dioxide diffuses from the blood into the same alveoli. And that's how it's what brought out, is exhaled. I know you're busy writing, and I just want to switch briefly. So you can see the alveoli there at the top right corner. All the lung got that. You can write. I hope you guys saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the number one and two is what we call gaseous exchange. You're exchanging gases. Be careful what you write in exam. If you're going to write the lung facilitate gaseous exchange, you've said 2 points at a goal, and you might have exhausted your point. So be careful. You can choose to write one and two instead of just writing gaseous exchange to summarize everything. So you can say the lung regulates. Have you landed? Can I add some more?
Yes.
Yeah, the lungs regulate the blood pH, right? By controlling the amount of carbon dioxide the lung, I'm sorry, by controlling the amount of carbon dioxide, yeah. This balances the acid to base concentration of the body. Of the body. Right? So that is it. The lung regulates blood pH. pH is um, a measure of the acidic and basic level or concentration of a solution. That's what pH is. How acidic or basic a medium is, right? So the lung regulates the blood pH level by regulating or controlling the amount of carbon dioxide that comes in the blood, right? Now, when this is done, it balances the acid-base concentration of the body. Yeah. So, are you guys there?
Yeah.
So, in summary, when we are talking about the lung, you see, excretion is the removal of metabolic waste, right? When we're talking about the lung, in summary, what does the lung excrete? Carbon dioxide, right?
Yeah.
Right. So that is it. Any question?
No.
All right. So this summarizes the lesson for excretion. So under this lecture, we took a look at the liver, the lung, the mammalian skin, and then the kidney. In the kidney, we looked at the nephrons. Now, I want you to go home and write down the abnormalities.
Please come again.
Yeah, I want you to go home and do this as an assignment. Investigate for the abnormalities of the liver and the lungs. Yeah, I'll expect this. Okay, so that is it. That is it. So let's have some recap. We still have some time. So what's the functional unit of the mammalian kidney? What's the functional unit of the mammalian kidney? It's all right. I mean, Ohima and Co, you are not here, but I expect those that were present to answer. What's the functional unit of the kidney? Well, that you are not learning, oh. Hmm? What's the functional unit of the mammalian kidney? Say that again. Your network was breaking. What's that? What is the functional unit of a mammalian kidney?
Function, right?
No. if you are asked what's the functional unit of the mammalian kidney, in other words, which unit in the kidney performs the function, and what is that? Yeah, I said this before.
That the Bowman's capsule.
No, I said this before. They go to the exam and read this and you will get it wrongly when I've discussed that.
Said
No, no. All what you
Said
mentioned are just the parts.
Isn't the nephron?
That's a nephron. I said this during our lesson. The functional unit of a mammalian kidney is a nephron. I said it in our meeting. I even emphasized back in school, I fumbled on this question. And I don't want it to happen to you. And there you are. You're fumbling on that.
I said it the first time.
Then I didn't hear that. Sorry. I was breaking. Okay. What are the three key functions of the nephron? Ultrafiltration, selective reabsorption, and secretion. So what is the essence of we having a class when you don't remember everything I say here? Ultrafiltration, selective reabsorption, and secretion. What is ultrafiltration?
Um, it's
What is ultrafiltration?
the filtration of the blood.
No, it's incomplete. I gave you a note on that. What's ultrafiltration? It's a type of filtration that occurs in the glomerulus, which allows minute substances to pass through the renal tubule. That's ultrafiltration.
But it also happens, ultrafiltration deals with both the glomerulus and the Bowman's capsule.
Nope. Where is the glomerulus?
Says a part of the nephron.
Where is it? It's in a Bowman's capsule. It's in a cup. The glomerulus is in a cup
Okay.
right here. And then these are the glomerulus, windings of blood capillaries. Is that not it? Now, this
Yes,
is
sir.
where ultrafiltration occurs. This is where
Okay.
it occurs. So we have the afferent arteriole, then we have the efferent arteriole. One is bigger than the other, and then it creates pressure within the glomerulus. So when the blood is coming in, because of the pressure, and as a matter of fact, these are windings of blood capillaries, so there are pores. When there is pressure, it 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 pushes the blood and it filtrates or content. So what happens is that the substances that are small, minute, are allowed to run down. Big substances are unable to filter down. That's why we are using the word ultra, right? Ultra filtration. So ultra filtration or sieving of minute means small. So sieving of smaller substances down the renal tubule, and it occurs in the glomerulus. So what's ultrafiltration? Is a filtration of minute substances down the minute substances down the renal tubule, and it occurs in the glomerulus. Yeah. I made a proper note for you. You should refer. I made a proper note for you. So you don't see it occur in the Bowman's capsule. It's weak. It happens in the glomerulus. Okay. Yeah. So what are the substances that are allowed to go down?
The water,
Water.
their salts, and glucose.
Excellent. Now, what substances are not allowed to filter down or sieve down? Big ones, big substances, big molecules like proteins, you know, you know. Proteins, I said you might see as albumin. Albumin is not allowed to go down. It's big, etc., etc. All right, people, this is the end of our lessons and our excretory system. I would treat you to go back to our previous lessons, listen again and again, and this time around, listen to document serves down, right? Because the purpose of all these is to be able to answer questions adequately as and when you are being queried in exam, right? So if you are not revising any of these, you are not making notes for yourself, you're not putting in any effort, then all these you've done is, wasted. All right, I hope you turn out a new leaf, and see you next in our next lecture episodes. Goodbye.